Rochester Airport, base for Kent's air ambulance service, at present funded by McAlpine's Helicopters for a trial period. It could become a permanent feature of the Kent area, except for one important snag: funds. The air ambulance costs many £1,000s a year to run, and this money can't be supplied by the Health Authority. Therefore, we desperately need your support. Any contribution will help, or sponsorship, however large or small, will be welcomed. Here now is a short film showing the operation of the Kent Air Ambulance Service. From a small porter cabin on the perimeter of the airfield, two paramedics and an experienced pilot wait for an emergency call that could come from anywhere in the county. Safety checks and servicing of the aircraft are two of the reasons for the high running costs. Over now to Mike Stevens.
Hello there, welcome to the Kent Air Ambulance. My name's Mike Stevens.
And I'm Trevor Adams.
This is Trevor Adams. We're two of the paramedics that man Kent Air Ambulance out of Rochester Airport. Just like to briefly show you over the aircraft, explain a few of the features, some of the equipment we carry, and a little bit about the aircraft itself. The aircraft itself, as you can see this one here, it's a twin squirrel, Aerospatiale, French made. Fits into our needs perfectly well. It's a bit compact inside, but we've managed so far with every patient that's come along. I'd just like to come around and I'll show you some of the equipment inside. This is the stretcher for our patients. We can only carry the one patient. The actual stretcher assembly itself comes out and slides around on a concentric can mechanism. So once the patient's on, you can slide it in and into position. The patient can be in a sitting up position or completely flat. So let's just have that out. That's a bit more room. On the aircraft itself, we have oxygen system, we have Entonox, everything that's carried by a normal land ambulance we carry as well. We have a Life Pack 5 defibrillator cardiac monitor, just down there. That's used for when we have patients with any cardiac problems. We can monitor them on the way to hospital, and if necessary, in the event of a cardiac arrest, we can defibrillate them to resuscitation. We have a blood pressure monitor, which is this machine here. Takes the blood pressures of the patients before, during, or after flight. We can monitor their blood pressure the whole time. This little machine here is a pulse oximeter. It gives us the patient's pulse and oxygen saturation for the duration of the time they're in our care, so we can tell whether the patient requires more or less oxygen at any particular time. In all the drawers on the aircraft, we've got various drug administration sets and the fluid sets. We carry various types of fluids for various incidents. We have suction equipment on the aircraft and ventilated equipment, so we can ventilate a patient. This is all powered up of the oxygen cylinders.
Right, just to show you, after Mike's shown you around the inside, we've actually got several compartments which we carry extra gear in. You've just got the fold-away chair. These are actual splints to put on any fractures. Right in the back, we've got what they call a Donway splint, which if you need to see, I expect the ambulance men can help you out at any show. Going down from there, we actually carry extra equipment that we can actually put off at a scene of a road accident or major emergency. Carry extra dressings, extra airway equipment, extra fluids, and these are all cardiac drugs that we normally carry. So we've got a fair sort of scope to contend with. Inside this compartment is normally where we carry our ET cases. We've got a couple of hard helmets, spare Entonox, a few extra blankets, carrying sheets. Mainly that's where we carry all our spare equipment as far as we need it.
Right, moving round to the other side of the aircraft, in this compartment we carry two of our rescue stretchers. This particular one's a Furno Washington orthopaedic stretcher, used to facilitate the evacuation of patients with possible spinal injuries or difficult fractures, and the Paragard stretcher as carried by all fire rescue crews as well. That's used to immobilise a patient and keep them out of difficult situations. Right, you may be wondering how we find our way around to the various incidents that we attend. We are in fact mobilised from our control up at Linton, which is the normal Kent Ambulance Service headquarters. All the calls come from the public call boxes or telephones, pass via the operator to our control. The calls are vetted there as to which ones are suitable for the air ambulance and are passed to us up at Rochester. Initially we are given an 8-figure grid reference of the area that we're going to, The pilot comes out, starts the aircraft, we take the details down in the cabin as you've seen. The pilot initially works off this air map of the Kent area, which shows various beacons and features relevant to the passage of aircraft across the county. So this is the first map that our pilot Peter will use, which will get us to the general area. And then we move on to, as we're on the way down to the area, Peter's using this map. In the back here, Trevor and I, whoever's on duty, is plotting the exact location of where we're going to on a normal Ordnance Survey map. So we're working off a 6-figure grid reference on normal Ordnance Survey map. This is one of the Romney Marsh area, and the various circles that are on this map are incidents that we've been to. So when the pilot's taken us down there on the large scale map, the crew in the back then work to the smaller scale map to pinpoint the location more precisely. When we're within about 5 or 10 miles of the location that we're going to, we'll be able to pass the this particular map over to the pilot, and he can then orientate landmarks to where in relation to where we're in fact going. So we then pass this one over to the pilot, who will look for a suitable landing site, and if necessary, if we only have the name of a road, we can relate through these street atlases, which in fact ties in precisely with the Ordnance Survey map because they're plotted by the same people, and we can work out the names of the roads and tie them onto the Ordnance Survey maps we're given. So in fact the system works very well indeed, because the pilot now is well aware of all major landmarks in the county, so we're able to get to anywhere in the county with no problem whatsoever really. Back inside our cabin at Rochester Airport, I'm just going to briefly explain where we are based in relation to the county. Here we are up here at Rochester Airport, just outside the Chatham and Rochester area. This generally is the area that we cover. Here is Kent, and we go into East Sussex, and if necessary we can just pop across the water into Essex. All these yellow dots on the map represent hospitals that we can land at that have casualty facilities. When we get a call to an incident anywhere in the county, we're working roughly off of a compass bearing from Rochester Airport. So for an instance, let's say there's a call down to a road traffic accident at New Romney down on the Romney Marsh. So roughly we'll work with it using a ruler normally at a compass bearing of about 130 degrees, and we can work it out. This is regulated in nautical miles, so it's about 28 nautical miles in a straight line from Rochester. Working it out with the aircraft speed, we know that we can be down at New Romney in between 10 and 12 minutes from airborne at Rochester. And as you can see from Rochester, there isn't anywhere in the county that's more than 10 to 12 minutes away. Even going right out to our furthest point, I should imagine would be somewhere out the North Foreland. That's still only 35 nautical miles in a straight line from Rochester. So actually, when you're up at 1,000 feet, the county does come down to quite a manageable area.
And now the air ambulance in use for real, when a little boy was knocked off his bike in St Mary's Bay in Kent. patient is considered able to travel to hospital by land ambulance, so the air ambulance returns to base to await another call.